session. Today is a review day of the 4 limitless qualities that we have been exploring in the Spokane Sangha for the month of July. We have spent a week, 1 week on each of these 4 Brahma Viharas. We started with equanimity. We went to working with joy. Last week we spoke of compassion, and this week we've been talking about loving kindness. And so today we're just going to have a quick review on what these qualities are, how we can engage them in our own lives. And so I invite everyone to bring your awareness inward, gently. Maybe even close your eyes, maybe turn off your camera, maybe lie down a little bit and just receive these ideas surrounding the cultivation of limitless qualities. Limitless qualities, there are 4 of them that live within each of us. They are, in some ways, our core nature. Our nature is to be loving and kind, to be compassionate, to be joyful, to be equanimous. And one of the ways that I like to practice these qualities is using mindfulness. Mindfulness is nothing more than present time awareness. So right here, right now. And there are 4 places, there are 4 points of focus that I can bring these qualities to. Specifically, I can bring loving kindness to my body, to my emotions, to my thoughts, to my stories. I can bring compassion to my body, to my emotions, to my thoughts, to my stories. I can bring joy to my body, to my emotions, to my thoughts, to my stories. And I can also bring equanimity to my body, to my emotions, to my thoughts, to my stories. When I bring these limitless qualities to the foundations of mindfulness as they live and breathe within me, I am cultivating these qualities in me, as me. And when I do that, I bring it out into the world. It sounds easy in some ways, and at the same time, it's a lot. Just taking, for instance, yesterday's practice, we brought forward loving kindness to the body. And we spent the entire practice on just that. And I only brought your attention to 3 aspects of the body, 3 points of focus. That was it. I had you focus on your thumbs with loving kindness, your tongue with loving kindness, and whatever internal organ needed to speak to you with loving kindness. So today, for today's practice, I'd like for you to take a moment and think about the 4 limitless qualities. Loving kindness. How can you speak to yourself? How can you act in ways that are loving and kind, that initiate and encourage ease and peace? How can you engage compassion? The capacity to be with another person in their suffering or you in yours. How can I be with my own suffering? That is what it means to be compassionate. And compassionate includes an action. So when we are compassionate, we are discerning what the suffering is, and our actions, our wise actions and our wise efforts are motivated by the intention to bring ease, to alleviate suffering. That is compassion. Joy is a contagious spirit, and it has the intention to share. When you are joyful, you want others to be joyful too. Joyfulness and joy isn't mere happiness and bliss. It's a degree of contentment and delight. Joy has space for wonder and awe. Joy has a great sense of ease. And then finally, there's equanimity. Equanimity is simply one's capacity to meet whatever is coming at you, whatever you're encountering on your journey, with neutrality, with openness, with, okay, right now, this is kind of a negative, uncomfortable experience. I can deal with it. The next moment is, look at that. There's some happiness and some joy. I can ride that too. Whoops, right around the corner is a little upset. Got it. Oh boy. I'm going to have to sink into a little despair for a moment. I can do that. I can find some reserve to go compassionately be with some sorrow. And then by the end's day, sure enough, it ends on a lighthearted note and joy is restored. Equanimity is your capacity to ride all of it with a sense of safety, security, confidence. Sada, which is faith, and it means to be heart-led. What quality is speaking to you today? Equanimity, joy, compassion, loving kindness. Allow some space for that quality to arise in the mind and in the heart. And then allow some space to wonder, where does this quality need to go? Do I need it directed toward my body, my emotions, my thoughts, or my stories today, in this moment, for this practice? You can trust your wisdom. You can trust whatever is arising to be a guide, to be a voice of attention and discernment. So take a moment. Allow yourself to wonder, what quality is asking for your attention today? Which foundation is asking for that quality's care? And see if you can put the two together. And let's take some time in silence to breathe and allow these limitless qualities to find a place to settle in the foundations of present time awareness. Friends, next week we begin a new conversation. We're going to be focusing our practice on the cultivation of patience when working with uncertainty and not knowing. So one of the things I would encourage you to play with, and I mean that quite literally, play with it, be lighthearted with yourselves about this, is remember that the cultivation of patience is not motivated by the intention to get rid of all of our impatience. That would be an effort of futility, frankly, because we're always going to encounter conditions that are going to simply stir impatience within us. That's part of being human. So to try to get rid of impatience, it sort of it denies us an opportunity to learn about its sister, patience. When we are impatient, we are being afforded a wonderful window into where we need to work on patience. They go together. To get rid of one is to get rid of the other. And so as we're working to cultivate patience, when impatience arises within us in all the ways it does, it's such a great opportunity to practice these limitless qualities. When you feel impatient, when you feel that tension arising in your body, a loving and kind act would be to breathe and bring some calm to restore yourself. When you're feeling impatient and you feel your emotions become tense and hot and maybe a little bit angry and fiery, look at that. Wow. This is such an amazing opportunity to practice compassion toward yourself. You, in your impatience, are just like so many other people who feel angry and tense and fiery and impatient. And maybe if you breathe and sit with that, recognizing that you are just like other people, your practice can bring compassion and ease to yourself and anyone else who might be feeling impatient too. The next time you feel impatience arising, remember the quality of joy. And one of the things that impatience and anger and tenseness and growling loathes is lightheartedness and laughter and ease. And so if you can remember just a little bit of joy, it might put out the fires. You might be able to laugh at yourself a little bit. Maybe take yourself a little less seriously and turn down the heat on the whole thing. Maybe the next time you experience impatience arising, there's that quality of equanimity coming in. Oh, look at this, impatience knocking on my door. That's very human. Why don't I let patience open the door and invite impatience in? And maybe my patience and my impatience can have some sparkling water together and maybe a nice piece of carrot cake with cream cheese frosting, my favorite. The two together, they teach us so much. So anytime we have something arising within us that stirs our discomfort, we have these limitless qualities that we can apply to it as an emotion, as a thought, as a story. It calms things down. It slows everything down. It opens everything up. And the voices of wisdom, the avenues of clarity, the places of confidence and solidity begin to appear. And suddenly, the authenticity of ourselves is revealed and recovered. And that is what we bring to the situation. That is what we bring to the world. That is who we become. This is a practice, friends. And practice makes practice. I want to thank you all for your beautiful practice and your exceptional wisdom as we've been looking at these qualities for the last month. May you continue to be inspired. May you continue to practice, and may you know that your every effort is of benefit to all living beings. Let's take a couple of deep breaths together, and then we'll return to this beautiful space for sharing. Alrighty, friends, let's go ahead and end our beautiful time together with the dedication of merit. And I just invite you, everybody but you, William, because your eyes are on the road. No closing your eyes, sir. Just bring a gentle gaze inward, recognizing that the spirit, the nature of the Brahma Viharas. Brahma Viharas are qualities from the heavenly realm, is how that is translated. These qualities are the noble qualities. They're not something outside of us that we're trying to achieve. They are us. They are our Buddha nature. These limitless qualities are who we are, who we have always been. By virtue of karma and experience, we have buried, covered, hidden these qualities. And the journey of recovery and rediscovery is to unearth, gently excavate these qualities as our birthright. And we bring them forward with courage, with nobility and authenticity, not only for our own healing and transformation, but for a world in chaos, a world in confusion, so needing our peace and healing. We'll end our practice today with simple mantras celebrating and honoring these limitless qualities alive in us, being cultivated, nurtured, grown, and harvested for healing. May loving kindness find way in your speech and action. May compassion find way in your speech and action. May joy find way in your speech and action. May your speech and action take root in the limitless space of equanimity to bring forward ease and peace to yourself and all living beings. Thank you, friends, for your beautiful practice. We'll see you next time. Namaste.